Hello, everyone. My name is Valdrin and I'm the senior analyst for BeInCrypto. So, as always, with me today we have Konstantin, who's our global trader, and from now on we will also have Ankit, who is one of our other traders in the Telegram channel. So today we're going to talk about what are the best altcoins to invest in 2003 due to the ongoing bull market. So yeah, for today I'll give it up to Ankit, who will start today's session.
Yeah, thank you, Valdrin. And I'll just share my screen here. Uh, I guess I'm having some difficulty with sharing the screen now.
Okay, never mind. I'll go first, then I guess until Ankit fixes his. Okay, so basically there are like two or three altcoins which I wanted to discuss today. And okay, so the first one is gonna be Avalanche. Or actually, I go with Ocean since we discussed it in last week's session, and it's really pumping nicely. So yeah, basically, I was bullish on Ocean because of the weekly chart. Let me just use log like this. And yeah, so basically, we had this reclaim here of this strong level. And then in addition to that, there was the bullish divergence in the weekly RSI, which was confirmed as a failure swing after the RSI moved above 50. And honestly, now I really don't see any resistance until like 60 something, 62, 63-ish. So personally, I will be surprised if Ocean gets there. I mean, sure, there's this resistance line, but due to these wicks, I can't really determine the slope. I mean, it could very well be this or even this, you know. So whenever there are so many wicks, I'd rather use horizontal levels than diagonal levels. So yeah, and next, the daily chart. The daily chart also does look bullish because there is this breakout from a descending resistance line here. And also there's I mean, it did reclaim the horizontal level here. Now the daily RSI is overbought. However, there is no bullish divergence yet. So if you look closely here, we can see that today's high is actually higher than the one throughout the beginning of January. So that is actually a bullish sign. And it means that the price will go up. Now, what I don't like about Ocean trade-wise, especially if you're thinking about getting here, is that it's trading in a parabola, and like parabolas are notoriously difficult to trade. Like personally, I just don't trade them if I don't have a position, because like you can move the line almost any way you like, just to like fit it. So basically, there is no actual pattern here. But when we do, if I'm looking at an even closer time frame, basically what I'm seeing is that this was what wave one to me, and now we're probably in three. So I mean, this kind of looks weird, but it's probably some sort of leading diagonal, maybe a leading expanding diagonal. So we have this like break here, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 4 does go into 1, or it doesn't, maybe, or it's close, but it can go into leading diagonal, so it won't really matter in the long term. And yes, so basically, uh, the first target is actually right here to me. So basically, I'm just doing the extension. So I explained that it's in the webinars. I'm doing the extensions here of wave one and basically 2.61, 3.61, 4.2. So this would all be potential targets for the top of the move. And next, if we do the subwave count for wave three, so that's a 1, 2, then we should be something like this. Sorry. So I'll make this one higher degree and this like a different color so it's just easier to see. So yeah, basically like this, I guess. Or maybe this would make more sense. We have sort of this triangle pattern. So basically this, and then we'd get another upward movement that takes us to like the 660 resistance outlined previously, because we had this like triangle here. And yeah, so honestly, it's one of the coins which I like the most right now. It could very well have become like a very long-term bullish reversal because, I mean, this is a new five-wave upward movement coming after the bottom. So yeah, I really like Ocean. Now we have a question about QNT. I'm honestly bearish on QNT, like I will post in the Telegram community soon. But I just made an article saying that like QNT can be a hedge on the bull market. And here are my reasons why I'm bearish on QNT. So, sorry. Basically, I really don't like this move here. I think this move is very, very likely an ABC because the subdivision works perfectly and the move is very, very well contained inside the channel. And on top of that, we have this confluence of resistances here. So 0.382 level. And on top of that, we have bearish divergence in the RSI. So, like, I'm long in the vast majority of the market, but if I were to take some sort of hedge bet, I would do QNT actually, because even when I'm looking at the subdivision for this move, like they say to me is I mean, it's pretty clearly an ABC, like a smaller ABC, because it's definitely a three-wave structure, right? And then it retraced almost completely, which happens after three-wave structures. And then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to complete the C wave. So honestly, for QNT, I think it actually breaks down from the channel. Like my most likely scenario would be sorry, where's the brush tool here? Would be something like this, and then maybe eventual breakdown. Now, waves A and C, like long term, don't exactly have a 1-to-1 ratio. So, I mean, I could see this maybe going to like the 161, which would be like 190. So that's a good level actually. But I don't think it breaks out like this highs. So basically, I think if we look at the longer term, this was the first portion of the downward move, and now we're correcting, and then we'll get another similar downward move. Yeah, so I'll pass it on to Konstantin.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. Right now, I'm not really having one particular cryptocurrency in mind, but I'm following the Nvidia stock. So, as we all know, it correlates positively with the Bitcoin price, and the new year started very bullishly for Nvidia. So I do believe that Nvidia has some upward potential for now, as we retrace down to the golden ratio support of 138 and bounced off it perfectly, searching almost 36, even more, almost 37% since then. And with that, we also broke the next FIB resistances from that high. So right now, we are really close to this resistance here. I mean, we are already in that resistance range here. So basically, if we break that level here between 167 and 189, then we will probably have another leg up towards the golden ratio resistance at 220. So I think if we don't get a decent rejection here now, then we can probably search another 20%. And as far as the MACD in the daily chart indicates, the bullish movement should be continued. Also, RSI is not showing a bearish divergence, so daily looks just perfect, to be honest. And in a weekly, we broke out of this descending parallel channel, which is also a pretty good sign that this might be a trend reversal for Nvidia. And if Nvidia has a bullish trend reversal, we can also assume that Bitcoin will have a bullish trend reversal because they correlate so strongly. But for the confirmation of a trend reversal, we have to break the golden ratio at 260. So there's still a lot of price movement to follow towards the upside in order to confirm the bullish trend reversal. So in the Nvidia stock price has to surge almost 40% and then break that level, so more than 40%, in order to validate this bullish trend reversal. But it looks really good for now. I don't see bearish signs in the daily or weekly, and in the 4-hourly chart. Yeah, bearish divergence is already invalidated. So also there is no bearish divergence here. MACD indicates further upward movement, and the week just started, so that's always pretty good. If the week starts like that, then it's like it's better than if this is the Friday candle. You never know what's the Monday candle then. But for now, it looks like a continuation of the upward trend. And we also have this golden crossover in the 4-hourly chart, which also confirms the trend bullishly in the short term. So after all, Nvidia looks pretty amazing to me right now. And when it comes to crypto, I'm looking at GMX for such a long time now. I think I'm covering it like every live stream. I'm looking like a fanboy probably. But it's really nice if you just follow one particular coin. You really get that. How can I explain it? Like you get a connection to that coin that you really know how it moves. And this coin in particular, it really follows the Fibonacci levels perfectly, and that's why I love it so much. So as you can see, we dropped from roughly $61 to the golden ratio at 38. And from there, we had a pretty awesome upward movement towards the golden ratio resistance, surging up to 42%. And we got rejected harshly there. But then we had a pretty decent correction, basically not even hitting the golden ratio, stopping a little bit before that. And now we are basically about to break the golden ratio resistance again. And then we could basically surge another 15 to 26% to reach the last recent high or even the all-time high. And from there, if we break that level, then I could definitely see a bull run for that coin, especially because we have those trust issues in centralized exchanges, and that's why I think decentralized tokens could definitely gain from that if the narrative shifts into trusting decentralized options, since we cannot trust centralized exchanges anymore. And yeah, for me, I personally want to shift completely into decentralized exchanges, because it's really bad how exchanges operate in crypto, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's basically everything new. I mean, last time we also talked about German DAX, that I'm bullish on that. But for that, you can basically look at the last or watch the last live stream, since there hasn't been a lot of price movement since then. So I will pass it to Ankit now, and he can share his top picks for the next bull cycle.
Yes, thanks, Konstantin. And I would like to share my views on some coins. Like I have shared in the open community about APT before its bull run started. I guess it had broken out of 12-hour resistance trend line on the 12-hour time frame and had a bullish divergence here too. So I guess since it is nearing its all-time high, it is already has provided around I guess 200 300%. Okay, yes, around 300% rally into, yeah, it's already reached its high. I think if this support level holds, if it actually tests it, which I don't think it will, but maybe if it tests it, I think it can. It has already, I think, in my opinion, it has already made its mark into the top gainers, but I think it can still, uh, because BTC is, I guess, around about to break out of this, and I expect BTC to, at least if it's, even if it's bearish, if it's a bearish rally in a bearish market, if it's just a retest rally, then also I think it can test this cluster resistance area around 30K level. So I think APT, if BTC tests, because it is already oversold, overbought, and sorry, overbought and over in the overbought territory, BTC, and also most of the altcoins are overbought right now. So I think if APT is if BTC makes some kind of a pullback, so we can try to snipe this uh, drop to this level at around 9.2 to 9.7 level, and maybe we can see a higher high or made after that sniping, after that support has been tested. The second kind which I would like to share is, I guess, OP. Yes, because it's also on its all-time high, obviously, but it has broken this level, which was its previous resistance level, and I think this can be the start of another bull time for this coin, and the targets for that might be around 3.6 and so on, based on the trend-based wave levels. If I draw them, which are something like this, and obviously most of the altcoins are overbought, so can be a little relief, little pullback into the level. But I think if we get something like uh, maybe a deviation of sorts, if we get it below this and after we reclaim it, and this is tested again, and I think that can be the sort of pattern which it can make in the future. So that's another one, and like you said, the decentralized exchange, decentralized exchanges are most trustworthy. So this is another one, DYDX. It's it has its own exchange now, and this coin has done wonders for me because I was looking for buying it from some time, and after it gave this deviation below here, below this support level at the 3-day level, or maybe it's also the week level, because it was the all-time low. Yes, after it gave this deviation below this support level, I had bought it. I'm still in positions in. I have some exposure into it, and I think this can be the next one, which I think can provide a huge rally. Uh, Let me clear that. Yeah, the RSI is not overbought in this. I guess it's only 70. It has yet to do something, and I think the first target which I am looking for to sell it as it has hit 2.4, 2.5 dollar level, and but I expect it to go much higher than that. I think it can break that level, and this is the only viable resistance that I can see on DYDX. Is it is around the same level, the weekly resistance level, and I think just eyeballing it, I can see these must be the next resistance levels. So I will have some targets. I will book my profits at around this level, and after that is reclaimed, I guess around $4 and $7 level. So, and also the fourth one I think is STG. This one has never done anything in the past, I guess, because this is the first time it is breaking out of its previous range, if I might call it that. I had this range, and it is the first time it is breaking out of it. And I guess the fib levels, based on the previous fib levels, trend-based fib levels, the minimum I can see the target is around here, that level, 1.6, 1.57 to 1.6 is my target for this. Uh, supposedly, if BTC breaks out of this 24.55K level and goes into 30K around for some bearish retest, or maybe the start of the bull run, because the weekly is breaking out. So I think this should be my first target, or maybe the second, because I want to book some profits there also. So that's almost, if I could get a retest of this range high at the 0.53 dollar level, and I will be willing to buy it here around here, and get 100% value on this, around 100% uh, rise to this level at its all-time this candle close at the all-time high, and my ultimate target would be around this 1.5 to 1.6 dollar level. So basically that's it, and these are the coins that I am looking forward to uh, making their all-time highs, and maybe the top gainers in 2023. So yeah, over to you, Konstantin.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Ankit. Very extensive analysis. And yeah, so we have like 5 more minutes. So I guess I'm gonna do like another coin, and we also have a question about Dion E. Honestly, I've never heard of it, but okay. So I'll share my screen. I'll do that, and then my final coin, which is HBAR. Wait, let me try Dion E first. Sorry. Oh, so it's a Uniswap coin. I mean, it's okay. No, it looks better in the non-log chart. There isn't that much data on it, so to be honest, it's like these are hard to do TAs on. I'm not seeing anything, to be honest. Maybe we have this sort of channel here, I guess, which would lead to a breakout. But no, basically, I don't have confidence on my TA on Dione, because there's not enough data. There's still like 6 months of data, which isn't that bad, but the entire move is kind of like a parabola. So I mean, the best I could do, I guess, is this channel here and this resistance. So basically, if it breaks out from like both the resistance on the channel and then like returns and validates it at support here, which is actually pretty common. Like these moves are very often happen. So basically, if it does something like this, then here would be an ideal entry point for me. Basically here, but only if it does this. If it doesn't, I don't know. I don't think I mean, personally, I don't have enough. Due to the chart, I don't have enough confidence in like taking a position, whether that's long or short. So if I were trading this, then I would go with a wait and see approach. So if it does this, then yeah, I'd enter on a retest. But if it doesn't, I'd just like not take a position in it. So the next coin that I'm doing is HBAR. I mean, honestly, to me, this is for sure the beginning of a new overtrend. I mean, the movement is way too parabolic not to be a new impulse. And also the weekly. So like one of the coins, I think I forgot which one it was from Ankit, was he showed the reclaim. And like basically, I also really love reclaims. I think they're one of the most consistent. I mean, they're not an indicator, but let's say the one of the most consistent ways to actually get good trades, because they work most of the time from what I've seen. So basically, you have this breakdown here. I don't even think this is a fake breakdown, because the price decreased by a lot after breaking down by like 35%. But now that it reclaimed the area, basically, like when you look at it from a long term, like very often you get something like this, and this like, I don't know, massive move here. And when you like look at it from a other time frame, it just looks like this. So you have this like deviation, reclaim, and then massive move. I mean, even in like the downside, there is something similar, right? So slight deviation here, and massive move. So if you were to invert this chart, you'd get like the same thing. So similar to what we're seeing now with this resistance here. And I mean, if there was some bullish divergence here, I think it would be even better, but still the RSI did break out from its trend line. And again, this is the trend line that actually began the entire downward movement. So this is massive. And then the price moved above the 50 line and the RSI, sorry, and it's now increasing. So we have this resistance here, which also coincides with this level. But once this is broken, I think HBAR will do like a 2, 3, 4x at least. And yeah, also here we have the short-term chart. So if I'm doing the short-term chart, I do something like this. So this to me is like an absolutely massively extended wave 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. Like honestly, this happens. I know it looks weird, but wave 3s are, especially like once bull runs begin, like wave 3s are absolutely massive. I guess the other way to count it would be like this, but honestly, I like the extended third wave more than an extended fifth wave. So basically, this, since it's also coincided with that long-term rejection, I think it decreases a little in the short term, but afterward it would give a very good entry point. Maybe here, I'm not sure. But yeah, I really do like HBAR, and I think it will go to places in the future. So we have like 30 seconds left. So but let's wait if anyone has another question, and if not, then this was it for today. Honestly, thanks a lot to everyone who watched. We had more viewers this time than especially the previous 4 or 5 sessions. I'm not sure if it's because of the bull market, but I will take it. So it's we really appreciate that you guys are joining. And okay, I guess we have no more questions. So since we already did 30 minutes, what could be HBAR take profit range? Okay, so firstly I'd wait for this correction here, and then, damn, like this look crazy when you look at them from this perspective. Honestly, maybe like 0.16, and then I'd go all the way to like 25. I know this seems like way too far right now, but honestly, yeah, once this is broken, like I see absolutely nothing until here. So yeah, I'd go with like 0.165. So put me 15 and 16. Yeah, okay, so thanks a lot for joining, and thanks a lot for the questions. And we will see everyone next week in the next session. So
Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya, guys.